Hello again, guys and girls of the Gears of War community. My name is Chrissy, and I'm here to bring you yet another Gears of War 3 gameplay commentary. Today, I have for you guys some King of the Hill competitive play with Drydock versus, I think it was mainly a pickup, but we had a -1 as well, so it was still a bit exciting. But anyway, what I wanted to talk to you guys today about was the effect that teams and clans have on a game, and how that can benefit or deficit certain games and certain communities. So, there's three main kind of definitions I have for a clan or team. There is the original kind of clan team that basically is a clan simply to socialize with its members. It creates the clan so it has a regular group to play with on a certain game. Um, Basically, you just do this so that you don't have to play alone, or you don't have to play without good help from teammates and things like that. And then the second type is the obvious YouTube clan. So you get a lot of these around these days because they've kind of exploded in nature ever since Call of Duty has first had its first few YouTube clans. Then it is just kind of exploded over the spectrum, and loads of clans have popped, or loads of YouTube clans have popped up all over different games. So that's the second type, and the third type is obviously pro teams or competitive teams. So this is obviously the one I am a part of. You guys, I hope you should know that by now, that I'm part of a pro team. But if you don't know, yes, I am part of Roughnecks EU Momentum Gears of War team. Loads of words just spewing out of my mouth there. I didn't really string that together properly. But anyway. So let's start off with the social clan. Obviously, the main effect this has on the... I can't even stop doing that today. The main effect that this type of clan has on a game or on a community is it gives something for the less hardcore players to actually join and be a part of without having to be an amazingly good player at the game. Obviously, sometimes they do ask for you to be like exceptionally skilled, but most of the time they just sit back and go, meh, he's not that good, but we're a social clan, so we'll let him in anyway. So, yeah, the main thing that these guys bring is something that everybody can enjoy, something that everybody can be a part of, and most of the time these guys just do a bit of pub stomping and just stick together while they play, and maybe they don't even try that hard, maybe they just chill and stuff, but they do help out they do essentially just help out with the growth and elongation of a game. They make it last longer simply because people like to play with these players a lot more, as opposed to just leaving the game because you can't find people to play with. And then we jump onto the YouTube clan side of things. Now, this is possibly the most beneficial type of team or clan to an actual developer or game in general, because it gives the game a lot more popularity, because YouTube is something a lot of people go to these days to find out more about the game, to see what is it like, what are these kids making montages about, what do these people consider skillful. And people go in, they see something, they say, oh yeah, I like that, so maybe I might buy the game. So it makes a lot of people actually purchase a copy of the game if they see lots of YouTube clans putting out lots of content for people to enjoy. They go on there, they're like, oh yeah, I don't know what this game is about, but I'm interested, so I'll watch everything. And then, finally, we come on to the pro team, competitive team scenario. Now, this is an awkward one because it can be very deficit and very benefit at the same time. So, the deficit way, obviously, is when a pro team or a competitive team doesn't necessarily play the game properly competitively, but usually just plays it in order to kind of pub stomp all the time, so they can just go around and destroy all opposition in public, where they don't have to worry about coming up against another team that knows their stuff necessarily. Only like 1 time out of 10 that they might actually come up against that. So the reason this is obviously deficit is because it annoys people. People don't get to play the game as much because they just can't do anything against these kind of teams. And it annoys people in the sense that they just can't play the game in general. Whenever they go in, they just get destroyed, they don't get any kills, and it makes people quit. Now, that is obviously the deficit way. The benefit of having a pro team is because it creates a competitive circuit. People who are pro gamers like to join good competitive games just simply because they want a challenge. For example, when Gears maybe dies off a little bit, I might join Halo because I know that Halo has a good competitive it has a good competitive background, and I have a good chance of getting into that and being a relatively decent player at it. And then obviously it can create things like spectator sports on it, like if you go onto EGL websites or MLG websites, you might notice a tournament going on and you see this game, and in a very much similar way to you have the YouTube teams, you have people who enjoy watching competitive play, watching these tournaments and trying to get an idea of how the game is played at a professional level. So these are the main 3 ways. In my personal opinion, the most beneficial to the actual to the actual developer, to the actual people who make the game and want the game to grow is obviously the YouTube cloud, because that gets the most kind of, I can't even think of the word, but it gets the most people watching it, it gets the most people interested. While as for the actual game itself and the people playing the game, it seems like the most beneficial is obviously the casual social clan, the clan where people just play because they don't necessarily want to get pub stomped all the time, they just want to have a bit of fun. Maybe they still lose most of their matches, but at least they know they've had a good fighting chance, at least they know that they haven't been paired up with idiots and they just don't have any chance in hell of winning. And then obviously the pro team scenario, competitive scenario, has a lot of different aspects to it, which I might cover in a later commentary, but this is coming to a close. So if you enjoyed the commentary, please leave me a like. If you really enjoy my content, then please leave me a subscribe and I will endeavour to bring you more content. But for now, goodbye.